Hi everyone, this is David's first video reflection from the TED Talk class in MVS. So now I'm going to share with you guys my few thoughts after I watched the most viewed TED Talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity by King Robinson. Before I start, I would like to bring you a very easy questions or more like a concept. So what is creativity? In the talk, we hear Mr. Robinson saying all the time that creativity, schools kill creativity, our kids got creativity. So, do we really know what is creativity? So, what is creativity? And I actually looked up this word on Wikipedia, and here is what I got. Creativity is a phenomenon whereby something new and somehow valuable is formed. Creativity involves the production of novel or any useful products, or the production of something original and worthwhile. If you just pay attention, I kind of slow down my speed when I'm reading these three words: valuable, useful, and worthwhile. I didn't slow down my speed while I'm reading new, novel, original. So now you might see that something new, something original is not the only standard of creativity. In fact, I think the most important thing besides that is valuable. That means something new, something original plus valuable equals creativity. All right, just keep that in your mind, and I'm gonna start with my first questions here. So my first question is: do we born with creativity? Do people born with creativity? I think the answer is very obvious. No, we don't born with creativity. You know, um, we always think that children born with creativity, um, they got talented. They there's so much things can limit their mind. So the stuff came out from their minds, from their mouth, are out of our expectation. It's something we just haven't never seen before. So we think that's creativity, but I would say that's more like an imagination because it does something new, something original, but is that really valuable? Or probably is that really valuable enough? I might say, for example, in the video, there's in the TikTok video, there's a little 6 years old girl trying to drawing what the god looks like. I would say that's something new, something very original, something very cool, but is that really valuable? That's the questions are waiting to be argued. But for me, I don't think that's valuable or valuable enough to call it a creativity. I think the true creativity, the stuff you created, is not something only new, but it's to be it's need to be more valuable. I think the core is not the new, is the core is the valuable. You know, um, let me just give you an example. For example, we always seen this type of people just have some crazy thoughts all day, talking about things. It's so fancy. They were trying to build maybe a perpetual motion machine all the day. But we won't call those people they are a creativity guy. Why? Because the stuff they're created is unachievable. Because it's unachievable, it's not valuable. If it's not valuable, it's just not creativity. I think the true creativity is after you have a very strong knowledge base. You study the huge amount of knowledge, and you try to do something a little bit different based on your knowledge. And want to get an advantage from these things. I think this small difference is called creativity. Um, Let me give you an example. I don't know if this fits, if this example is good or not. But when we think of Apple, everyone agree that Apple is a very creative company. They always have the newest technology. It's very cool. We think Apple got creativity, but do you really think the new technology that Apple got is just, maybe some one engineer just pumping that idea, just pumping out through one engineer's mind, and he said, "Oh, let's just build some new phones the next day." It's not gonna happen, right? I believe all the newest technology is based on the hundred, even thousands of great talented engineers work, and they find out, they use based on their knowledge, they find out that we could do something a little bit different. We could do this. We can do these things in a much easier way, and then they create something different. I think even that's a small difference. That's a true creativity. So my thoughts here is children do have some very beautiful, maybe even crazy ideas, but I would say that's only imagination. That's not creativity because they're lacking the strong knowledge base. I think the true creativity that you have to have a strong knowledge base, working hard step by step, and then you look at the sky to really to create something. I think that's the true creative person should do. My last question is what role does school and or educating play as we growing up? So first, I think the role that school played are more like a selection, you know, because it's very easy to understand that human resources are limited, our productivity are limited. So there's no way to let every single one to have enough resources. So those limited resources really need to give to those people who really can use it, who really have those creativity, to let these small amount creative people to generate, to use these limited resources to generate a much bigger value, to improve the productivity. So just like I said before, the true creativity must based on a strong knowledge base. So I would say schooling or education is more like a selection to select the people who can really use these resources, to find out these people who is the best user for these limited resources. And I would like to answer the questions, the topic of the Mr. Robson Tech Talk. Do schools kill creativity? No, I don't think school kills creativity. I think school kills diversity. Under this education system, I agree that it will let a lot of kids who got talented in maybe in art, in music, in some other areas, in dance, probably gonna fade out from the crowd. But I'm sorry to say this, but if you look at the whole things from the perspective of society, from effective, from doable, I would say this kind of education system is for now just to give the limited source to the best users to generate a bigger value. I think the education system is good for now.